for my money. There is nobody, no one that would run me. So give me a run for my money. Sipping bubbly, feeling lovely. Living lovely. Just lovely. I wanna be with you. 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 Me just love me. If I didn't ride blade on curve, would you still? If I'm in my mind at work, would you still? Keep it 100, I'd rather you trust me than to. Keep it a whole 100, don't got you, I got nothing. I got something. Hold up. We gon' function, no assumptions. Feeling like Tyson with it.
Yeah. Welcome. I thank you guys for joining me for another episode 22 of the Mykell Mathieu Show, where you are here with me, joining me on this journey. As one day I will reach the Hollywood Walk of Fame and receive my star, and you will be a part of it. You're going to be able to say that. So kudos to all of you who have tapped in with me so far, and just all of my work that I do across many different platforms with many companies. I thank you guys. And this here is me giving you my sports take, entertainment, hip hop, whatever, my way. It's your new favorite personality, Mykell Mathieu. So let's get right to it, man. Happy Monday. This month is flying by. My birthday is less than a month away. Let's get it. But we're going to start off with the sports news that's going on here in Los Angeles. The Lakers, LeBron James at odds. What's going on there? I don't know what's going on with that situation, but it's looking crazy right now. At the end of the day, I don't think anything will happen. It's hard to trade a guy who makes $52.6 million because you're going to have to give up 2, 3, 4 pieces from your team. And I don't know if teams are ready to do that for LeBron James, who turns 41 in December. So it's a little sticky situation there. But you never know. If Bron forces his way out, he's like, hey, I have teams that will be willing to acquire me. And we got those teams from Rich Paul. Those teams are the Los Angeles Clippers, the Golden State Warriors, the Dallas Mavericks, and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Those are the 4 teams that Rich Paul said, hey, these are the teams that are trying and are willing to come and get my guy. But like I said, I don't know if it happens, but if it does, let me tell you my order of where I think that the move happens. First of all, I would love for him to go to the Cleveland Cavaliers because I believe that that will be the perfect storybook ending to his career. Send him and Bronny to Cleveland. I said it before. Give the Lakers back a Darius Garland, Jared Allen, Max Strus, and a draft pick, and I think you can make it work. But when it comes to the contract situation and how things work, the Cleveland Cavaliers are already hitting that second apron, and I don't believe that they have any chance of making it happen. If it was a buyout situation or free agency, LeBron James could possibly be back in Cleveland, but it's not that. He has to be traded because he opted into his contract. So I believe that the Cleveland Cavaliers will be the least likely team out of those 4 for it to happen because they don't want to hit that second apron. We see what happens when teams have to do that. They pretty much have to blow it up after a year or 2. And the Cleveland Cavaliers are like, we're not destroying our team again for LeBron James, especially with him being so old. So that will be the 4th spot for me. Number 3 will be the Dallas Mavericks. I just believe that, yes, they would have a chance to put together a 2020 type Lakers team over there. But what pieces would you have to lose? Would you have to trade a Derek Lively? Maybe Derek Lively and Thomas Gafford, And I don't think that the Lakers will be willing to take anything less. They will say, hey, I know that he's older, but he's still LeBron James, and we need a great compensation for him. And I just don't think the Dallas Mavericks will be willing to break that up. They got Cooper Flag there. You got Anthony Davis. Kyrie will be returning. You just signed D'Lo. Klay Thompson, who's winning on and off the court right now, is there. Derek Lively, Thomas Gafford. They have a team that can be a title contending team without LeBron James. So trading a bunch of pieces for him is like, no, you're trying to win now, but then you're also trying to play to the future because you're able to draft Cooper Flag #1. So that would be the third spot. #2, it will have to be the Los Angeles Clippers. Honestly, I just don't think that Savannah is like, hey, Mr. James, husband, King James, I'm not trying to leave Los Angeles. So if you get traded somewhere, you're going to be on your own. And I don't think Bron wants to deal with that at this older age. So he's like, hey, maybe I can get over there to the Intuit Dome and play for Steve Ballmer and stay in LA. But once again, what are you going to trade for LeBron James? In that situation, you're trading a Kawhi Leonard and another piece for LeBron James. And I don't think that would be enough to win a championship in the Western Conference, going over there with James Harden, Zubac, and others there. He would need more. So I just don't think that it is a great situation. It's not much better than the Lakers situation because at least you have Luka, who looks like he's going to be super determined, ready to prove people wrong, get his body right. And then Austin Reeves and some of the pieces that the Lakers do have. But that will be the second team. And #1, of course, if LeBron James can choose where he is traded to, it will be the Golden State Warriors. Him, Steph, he will love it. I'm not sure the Lakers would like the deal because they want to get away from this big deal and LeBron contract. And they will have to most likely take back Jimmy Butler, Kuminga, and maybe another piece or two. And I just don't think that that's what the Lakers want to do. But for LeBron James, if he can go play with looks like his best friend in the world, Draymond Green, Steph Curry, who he's always talked about loving to play with. And we know that's what LeBron likes to do. He doesn't want to beat all of the competition. He doesn't mind playing with them. So if him and Steph Curry, the two best players of their generation, of their era, can join forces, it will be a dream for LeBron James. Hell, it might be an NBA dream. It'll be the biggest story that will be discussed. It will easily trump the defending champion OKC. It will easily trump what's going on in Houston. We know the East is in debacles. The biggest story will be LeBron James and Steph Curry. Can they win a championship together to each get to #5? It's a great story that can be written, but I just don't think that the Lakers will want to make that move. But you guys can always let me know by commenting on Instagram. You can hit me up on YouTube, The Misfits Live. LeBron and Steph, would that work? Would that bring an automatic championship? I got my guy Danny in the comments saying that, hey, it will be 100% ring, but I don't know because you need more than just two players. The East is so stacked from OKC to Dallas to the Rockets. Minnesota always finds a way. The Clippers are there. If you make a move, Luka with the Lakers, they're still going to be there. So it'll be tough, man, but it will be a move that the NBA world will be shook by, but a lot of people will love it. So if LeBron and his team can choose, I believe that the top spot for him will be the Golden State Warriors, followed by the Los Angeles Clippers, followed by the Dallas Mavericks, and then ending it out with the Cleveland Cavaliers. But I'm not sure if anything is going to happen. I don't believe it is. From my sources, I'm told that it's just LeBron and his team trying to put pressure on the Lakers to make moves because, of course, he wants to walk out with a championship. For everybody out there trying to claim that he's the GOAT or he's this, he's that, he's doing these type of things and wants to add a championship because he knows at the end of it all, we just saw this Bleacher Report top 100 come out. He's the second guy, which I feel is generous, but he's the second guy. And he knows if he can add another championship, it will close that gap between him and Michael Jordan. So it's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen with that. But man, can you imagine the Lakers trading LeBron? Like, we've never seen a big name like that trade. I know we've seen Shaquille O'Neal traded in his prime after helping the Lakers win 3, but he was, on a downtrod. He wasn't the same type of guy. He's not LeBron James. Like, we didn't see Magic, we didn't see Jordan, we didn't see Kobe, we didn't see a guy like Duncan traded. So to see LeBron traded, that will be crazy for the NBA. But I just don't see it happening. Him and the Lakers are going to figure it out. They're going to play this year out. He's going to either retire or he's going to move on to a new team in free agency because it's time for the Lakers to move on and fully embrace the Luka era. Speaking of Bleacher Report, yes, I saw the list, and I'm going to tell you right now. Of course, everybody's going to have their different lists, their different 10 and things like that. And I like a lot of the people that they have on the top 10 list, except one name. The Kobe Bryant disrespects continues, and I don't know why. I love Steph Curry, small guard, greatest shooter of all time, great handles, but you cannot tell me, other than shooting and dribbling the ball, what he does better than Kobe. Kobe has more accolades. Kobe is a totally better defender. Kobe is a better scorer, more 40-point, 50-point, 60-point games. He scored 81. Steph has never averaged more than 35 points. He has, one more MVP, but we already know how the NBA kind of got Kobe. But this Kobe Bryant disrespect is crazy. Like, other than Michael Jordan, Kareem, Magic, and maybe LeBron, will I ever say that anybody is greater than Kobe Bryant? You already know how I feel if you tap into the show. I feel that Kobe is the greatest basketball player to ever play this beautiful game. He had every attribute that you need. He was athletic, a 38-inch vert. He was quick. He could shoot going left, going right. He could shoot with the left hand. He had all of the finishes, big time poster dunks. He was a winner. He was everything you want in a basketball player, and he did it, I feel, in the greatest era of basketball, which was the 2000s, was that transition from the 90s to the 2010s. He was the most dominant player, averaging like 28.2 in that run, winning 5 championships and having a bunch of all defensive team selections. So I don't understand the disrespect and why this guy isn't viewed. It's mostly by some media and fans. But when you talk to the players, the GMs, the coaches, they're like, Kobe is a top 5, top 3 guy all time in the game of basketball. Don't listen to these football players who never touched the floor, who after high school stopped really watching because they were so locked into their careers. Listen to the guys who did it. Listen to the coaches who had to go against this guy, the GMs who had to build teams to make sure he don't stack up a whole bunch of championships. That's why I believe the disrespect for Kobe is crazy, because the guys who've been there and done it are saying that he is one of the greatest. But I like MJ at number 1. Having Bron in the top 5 always works for me. That's why it's crazy when Bron fans send threats to me and talk all of this about me because they say I disrespect Bron. I'm just telling you, I don't believe he's the best player, and I got a couple guys above him, but I don't believe he's anywhere lower than 5. Hell, he may not even be anywhere lower than 3. So having him there, Kareem, Magic, I love Bill Russell, right, and Wilt Chamberlain. I love those guys. I respect what they did for the game, but it's not modern basketball. There wasn't a three-point line. There wasn't a bunch of teams. There was an ABA going. There was a whole separate league going on, so you didn't even have to play all of the best players in the world at that time. So I feel a certain type of way with them. It's kind of like Biggie and Tupac, right? I can place them in the top spot, but I just give them all their own category because the game was just so different for Wilt and those guys. But, respect to the late, great Bill Russell. Shaq, no way you can have Shaq in front of Kobe. Kobe was more successful without Shaq than Shaq was. But Shaq is one of the top 10 greatest. So is Tim Duncan. He can't be in front of Kobe, which is crazy. Kobe was the best player of that era. Duncan was great. He was in a perfect situation. But at around 2007, he started to fade while Kobe was still hitting peak and more peak levels. So that's crazy to me. Bird at 8. I love Larry Bird. He's not better than Kobe Bryant. Wilt Chamberlain, if we're talking about stats and guys putting up crazy numbers, of course he's got to be up there. But being that great and not winning and being able to beat Russell and Bill Russell and those guys, the Celtics, it kind of, makes me feel a certain way. And then Steph Curry at 10 is crazy for me. I do believe that Steph is a top 12 guy. But I battle between him and Hakeem Olajuwon because Hakeem was able to dominate you offensively and defensively. Steph is a one-trick pony. He's only going to dominate you offensively and mostly because of his shooting and some of his scoring ability. But when he's had a bad night, we've seen it this year. When he struggles offensively and some of his shots isn't falling, he doesn't impact the game any other way. He's not coming out there getting 15 assists. He isn't getting, shutting down guys on the other end. He's just a great shooter and offensive weapon, which I love. But I like my guys to be able to play both ends, and that's how I kind of dictate my list. So that's why I will have Steph probably at 12. I like KD 13, Oscar Robertson, Jerry West, KG, Jokic, Dirk, David Robinson, Dr. J. Like, those are probably the top 20 guys of all time. I probably will make one tweak. I would try to throw Zeke up in there because what he was able to do with that Pistons team, he was able to knock off Bird, Jordan, and Magic to win championships. He got a back-to-back. He was a guy. He dumbed his game down to help his team win. But if he wanted to just chase stats, he could have put up crazy numbers in the 80s. But I believe that the top 20, 21 guys, they got it right. But the Kobe disrespect, Kobe at 11, are you nuts? Are you guys kidding me? And I know some of you guys over there at Bleacher Report, it's just insane. I want to have a sit-down conversation with them and say, what's the criteria? What made you think this? Because if it's accolades, then Steph can't be in front of a guy like Kobe Bryant. Maybe like Dream, who has an MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. Is it championships? Then, we still got to switch things up. Like, I don't know what they went by with that criteria, but I can't wait till I tap in with some of my guys. Maybe Eric, my guy Eric, I could tap in with and see, how did y'all come up with this? But I disagree with it. I don't like it. Maybe I'm going to have to come up with mine and put it out there in social media land. But yeah, it's crazy how they come up with these lists, man. But let's move on to a modern star, Cooper Flagg. We were able to see Cooper Flagg plant his flag there in Las Vegas. At the Las Vegas Summer League. And the first game was a little stinker, but I liked it because usually guys panic and they turn the ball over and they struggle that way. He was just missing shots. And he was able to bounce back in game number 2, 31 points. And like I've been telling people all summer, I believe he's in the perfect situation. You don't want him to come in and be the guy right away. I don't think he has that type of ability at this point. He's not LeBron James coming to the league, Carmelo, D-Wade, any of those type of guys coming into the league. But he is a great guy because one of his greatest assets is energy, and effort. And he is going to get after it on both ends. So it's perfect to have Anthony Davis in place for him to be the best guy. Kyrie Irving to be the second best guy, or 1A, 1B with Anthony Davis, to where he can kind of play a Sean Marion type of role for this season and just chase after rebounds, playing great defense. Of course, getting buckets when the opportunity is called upon. But I believe that he is great for the situation that he is in now, which is going to help him develop much better because he's around guys who won championships. He can learn from them, and it's going to help him all around. But I really like what I saw in the Summer League. The way that he was able to knock down these open shots, moving without the ball, which I think he's really great at, and then just all of the effort stuff that he does. He's going to be able to develop his game and just play hard and help the Mavericks win. So I love what I saw from him. Same with Dylan Harper. Like, Dylan Harper really showed a lot of very athletic guard, looking like his pops out there with the way that he was playing. But Dylan Harper showed his game. He's really smooth, the lefty. I'm just still curious how it's going to fit with him, De'Aaron Fox, and Stephon Castle. But Dylan Harper is the real deal. But remember this. This is the Summer League. We can't take everything we see from the Summer League and carry it over to the real thing. We've saw guys before come and light up the Summer League, look really good. Hell, Anthony Bennett was looking solid when it comes to him and playing in the Summer League. Got to the pros, he stunk it up. We saw guys stink it up and become dominant, but it's not enough. Shout out to my guy, E. He said he agreed Kobe should be better respected from the new peers. I don't know why the media, some of my media friends, don't rock with Kobe that way, but, it is what it is. But once again, shout out to everybody tapping in, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, on X, on Instagram, and then TikTok as well. Appreciate you guys. But I like what I've seen from Summer League. A lot of young players standing out. It's just their time to get their feet wet, but now they have to move on. So I'm taking you from one end of the hardwood to the other side. Women's basketball. I was in the building yesterday. The Los Angeles Sparks picked up only their second victory at home this year. They're 7-14. They knocked off the Connecticut Sun, which a win they should have got because the Sun are probably the worst team in the W this year. But Rakia Jackson, she did her thing, came out early, 17 points in the first half, ended up with 19. KP was able to close the game out, doing her thing. Azare Stevens, like if you don't know who that name is, go and look her up, fans out there. She is a baller, been very consistent for the Sparks, 21 and 11, doing her thing. And then Mama D, De'Erica Hamby, doing what she do, filling the stat sheet, helping the team win. But big shout out, Julie Alamon. They needed a true point guard to run the show, to allow KP to be a scorer, what she does best, and play in space, which she told me yesterday after the game that's when she can be at her best. So her being in that spot at the 2 with Julie Alamon holding it down. Once again, for you stat geeks, sports, basketball is not all about sports. You can impact the game in so many ways without even accumulating stats. And that's what Julie Alamon did yesterday. Nearly a 5-5-5, but she just got the Sparks in their spots. She pushed the tempo. She created easy shots, hockey pass assist for her teammates. She did a really great job. And now I'm starting to see it, GM Reagan Peebley, what you were telling me about her last year. I'm starting to see it, and she's really going to help this team. And shout out Ray Burrell. She dealt with the injury to start the season. She's come back, trying to get herself together. Yesterday, she looked her best so far this season. Very energetic, running the floor, moving without the ball, slashing. And then this year, she's more sure of herself. She catching that thing, doing a little move, and getting to the rim and finishing. So I've always been a fan of Ray Burrell's game, and she looked really good yesterday. Another one of those players that the stats won't tell the full story of her impact, but she had a huge impact on that game. I'll be back in the building tomorrow with the Sparks as they will face off with the Washington Mystics, who are going to be a tough team to deal with. But if they can pick up that win, it'll be a great way to go into the All-Star break, which is this weekend in Indiana. So make sure y'all look forward to it. But speaking of Indiana, Caitlin Clark and the Fever, it was her first matchup against this year's number 1 overall pick, Paige Beckers. And it was a good one for the most part. But then the Fever, who has a much better team, they BTA. It was BTA time. They were able to win 102-83. Caitlin Clark, 14 points, 13 assists. She's starting to get back to doing what she do. And I always felt, as great as she was as a scorer and shooter, her playmaking ability is what really takes her to the next level. Everybody wants her to be Steph Curry, but I think that she's more Trae Young. Steph ain't out there throwing 15, 20 assists like Trae Young can, So I think that's where she needs to be to get the best out of this Indiana Fever team. Going out there, getting her, 14 to 20 points, but then also getting that 8 to 15 assists. It just takes that team to the next level. It makes them that much tougher. And then, of course, getting down on those turnovers, which she was able to do a little yesterday. But she looked really good. The Fever looked really good. And I'm just excited to see what they can do after this break. But it was a great matchup seeing both of them because Paige Beckers isn't going to bow down. She finished with 21 points, 4 assists, looking really good, hooping, making some big-time shots. She just has to be better at playmaking for her team. And then, the Dallas Wings just have to get better around her. So shout out to the WNBA. Shout out to Angel Reese. She will be one of the cover athletes for the new 2K alongside Carmelo Anthony and SGA. And I just said it enough. I'm tired of the disrespect. I saw the image that somebody posted a monkey in her jersey and said, this is her. I'm tired of it. She is a hooper. She's getting better. She's even helping Chicago trying to pick up victories. For all of them haters out there, You guys can eat crow. She has proven you guys wrong. I wish she was in a better situation to win more because you will really have to shut up. But I've said it before and I continue to say it today. I wish the Sparks would have took her number 2 overall because of her brand, because of who she is, the game that she plays. It fits exactly what the Sparks need. And it would have been great for the W, but it didn't happen. And she's still successful finding ways to make things happen. Let's see if the Sky can build a better team around her. But shout out to her. To be a cover athlete, that's a little kid's dream, you know. For all of us who hooped out there, played football or, you know, baseball, you always dreamed of making it and one day being on the cover of Madden 2K live when it was on top. You know, baseball, the show, whichever one. And she was able to do that. So y'all can hate all y'all want. Angel Reese is a problem and she deserves all the love that she gets. I still hate that she's not in LA. But that's it for the Hoops Talk for me today. More of that going to be there Wednesday. So be ready for that. Let's see what can happen in these coming days. But as we know, the Baseball All-Star week is going on today. Home Run Derby. Always an exciting thing to watch. Seeing these guys hit these home runs. People don't get how hard. If you never tried to hit a real pitch from somebody, and they don't even have to be a pro, but hitting a pitch in baseball is so tough, especially to be hitting 15, 20, 25, 30 home runs in a round like some of these guys can do. It is an amazing feat. I wish that we can have another thing for All-Star Weekend. I would love to see who can throw the furthest, right? We have these outfielders that, and maybe some of these infielders who have these powerful arms. I would like another competition other than the home run derby. Hey, let's see who can throw the furthest and have these guys be at the plate and launch that thing and see who can get it the furthest. Kind of like we see, you know, when the NFL used to have that challenge for the quarterback who can throw it the furthest. Why not do it for, you know, the outfielders or, you know, some of the infielders to do? So maybe if the MLB tap into this, they might take an idea from me. But that would be really cool to see there. But yeah, man, MLB is getting going. The Dodgers, after losing 7 straight, they picked up 2 wins. The Angels, 2 games behind 500, trying to maybe make something happen there in the AL. But it's a lot of baseball to come. But right now, the guys are resting All-Star Week. So I can't wait to tap in to what's going on there. I got to give a shout out. It was a dope boxing card last Friday. The first all-female boxing card. I just love where women's sports is headed. It is just going on the up, and the up. And to see that card, I was able to tap into a few fights, and the energy was crazy. It was booming out there, and it was just fun to see that they were able to go and get them a bag. And I just can't wait to see in 5 years, 10 years, well, all of these women's sports leagues, everybody's getting their bag, and then they're living just as good as some of these men, professional athletes. So shout out to the women. Keep doing y'all thing, but it's that entertainment time. Before I wrap this thing up, I was able to go and check out Superman on his opener, and Superman was a really good movie. I like that James Gunn is building an entire universe that's well deserved. The DCEU, it just didn't cut it, but the DCU, I believe he's going to get this right. Superman character, the guy that they chose for the role, is perfect for it. I really enjoyed the movie. I know there's a lot of scumbags that are going to come out there and hate, but we just live in an era where people love to hate, and hating gets clicks, and they want those clicks. So that's just what they do. But Superman was a good movie. It was good action, the storytelling. I'm happy that at the beginning they let us know where we were in the story. And then, you know, you got Supergirl. It's a lot that's coming for the DCU, and the Superman movie was a great start. I just can't wait to see who's going to be Batman because he's my favorite character in the DC world universe. So, man, shout out to James Gunn. DCU is getting started. Superman was a success. I'll give it a 8 out of 10 for that movie. I'm going to have to watch it again. Shout out to my guys at New Rockstar. They always break it down. I go tap in with them because they going to give you all the little nitbits there. So shout out to them breaking the movie down. I'm going to go and watch that to see what I missed. But it was a great movie. I enjoyed watching it. When it comes to hip hop, of course, the clips dropped Friday. Really dope project. I will give that a 8 as well. I've never been the biggest Clips fan. but I always knew that they can rap. You know, at the end of the day, I like really good music, but because they can rap so dope and Pharrell went crazy on this project, the album was fire. I'm still listening to it, still running through it because it's that much heat. Shout out to Malice, man. Malice came and barred up this album. He might have been the star of the album to me. Of course, Pusha T did his thing, but the way that Malice was spitting on this project, with the things that Pharrell was doing with the production, they killed it. The Kendrick feature, fire. Tyler the Creator did his thing with his feature. Like, it is a good project. If you haven't tuned into it, go and tap in some really good hip hop, especially if you're a real hip hop fan. Like, if you just want to hear bops and dance and things like that, it's not going to be for you. But if you want to hear some real spit over some dope instrumentation, the Clips album is what's for you. Jack Boys 2 dropped with Travis, Scott and his team. And, another thing, it's what's for you and what's not. It's not really for me. I tried to give it a run. It's just not for me. It's just, I always say Travis Scott is like hip hop rock, and it's not my cup of tea. But he did his thing, and the people that love it love it. He's gonna get numbers. He's gonna sell well because he has a cult following. But it's not for me. But I do love the fact that he jumped in that ring and got at Pusha T. But I just don't think it's enough. He's not in that realm with Pusha T as a lyricist, as a rapper. So it is what it is. But shout out to hip hop. Some big moments this weekend, and whether good or bad. But Drake, he did his thing. I'm gonna give him some kudos. I know some people, they writing some crazy stories about it, but just from what I saw online, I'm not there in London to see, but it looked like he did his thing. He gave you 3 different sets. That's what's so dope about Drake. He can give you Afro beats, he can give you some R&B, and he can rap for you, and he did exactly that. Brought out some dope supporting acts, and he did his thing, and he showed you why he is Drake. And that whole him and Kendrick situation, it was just always, for me, when it comes to rap, he can't touch Kendrick. But when it comes to everything else that he can do, of course, nobody can compete. So that's why Drake can shine bright in a moment like this. But he's already running from the U.S., right? He hasn't done anything since the beef, and he's making it worse because he comes out and says the most asinine and disrespectful comment that I've heard all weekend. He had the nerve to say UK rappers are better and more lyrical than US rappers. And Drake, I have to tell you, this is another one of those L's that you are piling up. There's no way in hell that you believe these UK rappers can out rap any of these American rappers. If that was the case, we would know about more of them, but we don't. The difference between lyrical rappers in America and lyrical rappers in UK, lyrical rappers in America are for the world. The entire world wants to hear them. And the UK rappers that are lyrical, they are only really listened to in UK. And that's the big difference. The Kendrick Lamars, the J. Cole's, the Nas, the Jids, the Ab-Souls, the Jay-Z's whenever he's ready to rap, Lupe and others. It's no way in hell these UK rappers who learned the game from America can out-rap them. This is just like basketball, right? Of course, you got some guys that might shine bright. I do like Skepta. I feel his diss is pretty dope. His friendly fire towards Jordan Lucas. Let's see what Jordan got. I do like Central C, but it's not enough. Like, they have some dope guys, but they're nowhere near where they should be if you're going to say they're better. And it's like the NBA to the G League. Right now, they're the G League. The NBA is American rappers, and it's going to be like that for a long time. And I know that Drake is hurt. And I know America let him down because we were celebrating. And some say they call it dancing on his grave. But Drake, don't make it worse. You're just going to make it tougher for you to come to the States. So I'm going to just chalk it up as Drake being at a concert and you feeling good because the crowd cheering you on, giving you love, the rappers there that showed up giving you love, and he just wanted to say something, and that's what came out. It happens all the time. Guys go to tour date after tour date and say, this is the best city that I've been on, and you hear it in 10 different cities. So I'm going to chalk it up to that. But if you ever think that UK rappers are more lyrical than the US rappers for real, you're out of your mind. Because you clearly don't believe that. Your top 5 list doesn't have not one UK rapper. If I can remember, it's like Wayne, it's Hove, it's you got 3 Stacks on there and a couple other Americans. So Drake, take it easy, my guy. It's still love over here in the States. You don't got to be disrespectful, but we're going to see what happens with this. But I thank you guys for being here with me for this episode. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday. I am out of here. Peace, blessings. I will be back Wednesday. Hey, yesterday we recorded a dope episodes of the Misfits live with me and my guy Elam. Go and check that out. And if your people missed it, it's easy. Go to YouTube, send it to them this way so that they can check out your new favorite show with your new favorite personality, Mykell Mathieu, here with the Mykell Mathieu Show. Guys, I see
only for the night, I'm kidding. Only for life, yeah, only for life, yeah, only for life, let's get it. Hit that shoulder, I know what coming over me. Backstroke overseas, I know what you need. Already on 10, all money come in, all feeling go out, this feeling don't drought, this party won't end. If I didn't